So, as many players settle into life at their new clubs, we can reflect more now on the latest transfer window and deadline day activity around Europe. Well, to take a closer look at, in some of the cases, astonishing facts and figures, I'm joined now by our reporter Adam Reid. Adam, let's start by reflecting on that window as all the dust has settled and just the magnitude of the money that was spent.
It was a record-breaking transfer window, Lindsay, the most amount of money spent around Europe that there's ever been spent before. The Premier League was head and shoulders above the rest. Double the amount of money was spent in the Premier League. They actually broke the billion dollar, barrier. Surprising, as you may see here, into second place. You may think that the La Liga, with their spending power, with Barcelona and Real Madrid, might be second, but it was actually La Liga who pipped them. Sorry, actually Serie A, who pipped them into second place. But that may have something to do with the fact that Barcelona have this transfer embargo, so their spending power may have been slightly limited. And Real Madrid, obviously, as we well know, failed in their bid to sign David De Gea, which would have tipped them over the edge. But plenty of money around Europe, and particularly in the Premier League, with new TV money coming in next season, could be set to rise again.
We just saw there as well, the Premier League nearly double what Serie A were in second place. So they are the big spenders. I mean, how equipped are the clubs in the Premier League now for this new campaign, or the rest of the campaign?
Well, as you look down the league, you're going to see teams having different priorities, really. So you look at the top of the league, and Arsenal have actually been criticised somewhat for only spending money on one player, and that was only a goalkeeper. So the only team in Europe, who haven't actually spent money on an outfield player. We can have a little look here, but the most expensive. They're all coming from the Premier League, the most expensive signings here. These are the top ones, and we'll see Kevin De Bruyne and Manchester City and Raheem Sterling. They've now got amazing options up front. So you see at the top of the league, teams with incredible attacking options and spending power to reflect that. Down the bottom of the league, you look at teams promoted sides like Watford. They signed an amazing 15 players. Bournemouth, another newly promoted side, never been in the Premier League before, they signed 12. So they've all got their objectives, and they all need to get to where they need to be, and spending money to bring players in is the way to do that.
One of those big talking points, the most expensive teenager we spotted there in that list. Let's finish with David De Gea, because we've seen him linked up with the Spain squad. But what happens with his club career now?
Well, maybe with everything that's happened to David De Gea, this 2-week period, this international break has come at a good time for him. It's a time that maybe he can reflect and get his head straight. He hasn't played this season in a competitive game for Manchester United, so we're going to see him having a little bit of time to reflect. Now he's going to come back to Manchester United, and he's going to have to maybe reflect on whether or not he's going to want to play in the Euros next summer, to play again. Interestingly, very quickly, I'll just mention this, that the head of La Liga gave an interview to AS, the newspaper in Spain, and he actually said that out of everyone's version of events over what's happened with this transfer debacle, Real Madrid is actually the version closest to what he believes is the truth.
OK, thank you, Adam. So it looks set to rumble on, with neither side wanting to accept responsibility there. Well, another extraordinary turn of events happened in the Premier League, where West Brom striker Gea Berahino took to Twitter and threatened to go on strike after the club blocked a move for him going to Tottenham. Berahino, who scored 14 league goals last season and has previously been called up to England's senior squad, was the target of several bids from Spurs, but West Brom felt they fell below their valuation. Berahino then took to social media last night and directed his anger at chairman Jeremy Peace. So here is what he had to say. "Sad how I can't say exactly how the club has treated me, but I can officially say I will never play for Jeremy Peace." Well, Adam is still here in the studio with me. He can bring us the latest on this developing story. I mean, what happens when a player reacts like that? Is he going to play? What are we going to see from West Brom?
This is an incredibly important player to West Brom. He's a very young player. He's got potential to play for England still. And it's a case of now the two sides essentially maybe in a stalemate, but Berahino has been given extra time off from training until Monday, whilst potentially the club decide what action to take next. Talks have been announced that they will happen on Monday, but this is a protracted move that Tottenham have been criticised by the chairman, Jeremy Peace, as maybe trying to get the player a bit too cheaply, and the way they've handled and unsettled him. So West Brom are very keen to keep the player. He's very keen to what they're going to do, as their top scorer got last season. So this one, over the next couple of weeks, we could see Berahino playing again. We've seen U-turns in the past with Rooney, even with Steven Gerrard. So we could see this one, Berahino, back in a West Brom shirt one day.
OK, a lot of smoothing over needs to be done.